degree licensed architect involved in a construction project?
Well, I could go down a list, but the big one for me, and this is really truly huge, is I think architects, in addition to their design capability and their creativity, I think have just another eye to detail. I see things in a different light. I see the way things are attached and connected. You know, we're all about proportion and balance and continuity, and especially when you get into a renovation job, that's like the last thing you want a structure or a home or someone you're basically adding on to someone's home and it's starting to look like an add-on. That's going to be the last thing that will happen because that's the goal. Whether the house is going to have an entire makeover and you're going to change it to another style, that's one thing. The other thing is putting a porch addition on and having it match the same eaves and the brick color and all the continuity, the roof pitches. That is so critical when you're doing a renovation like that.
So we don't want to just set a school bus beside the house and build a hallway out to it to make an addition on the house, Robert?
That would look added on, wouldn't it?
That would definitely look at it. No, I think that would be a pretty funny sight, to be honest.
Somebody wants to open up an older home and take some walls out, then you're talking, am I affecting the structural integrity of the home? Robert's going to know, and he's going to know exactly what to do to be able to obviously keep the structural integrity in place, but, open it up like the homeowners wanted to open it up. But that happens probably quite often.
It does. We had a project not too long ago, I would say probably 6 months ago. We had a client that had a column out in the middle of the living room. And they had an open kitchen concept, and the kitchen island was probably, I'd say, 2.5 feet away from this column. They had chairs that were bumping into it, and he goes, "Robert, I'd like to remove this column." Well, it was about a 30-foot span, and so, and again, I have to consult with, I'm not a structural engineer, but I had to consult with a structural engineer, and we designed two, I think they were 3/8 flitch plates, 11 inches deep, and then I think 3 2x12s. And it physically took 10 men to carry that beam into the middle of an existing home that already had floors, that it was already finished out, and then in addition to that, to make it even more complex, that homeowner wanted us to make sure that beam was concealed. They didn't want to see it. They wanted a very clean, very sleek look. So you get those type of projects.
I got to ask this question, and then I promise I won't bring it up again, but can you design a man town for me?
I could do that. A man town, a man compound.
Well, you know what? A man cave. Okay, Dennis, what's a man cave to you?
Well, that's just one of those places where you hang out for the football games. It's a man's room. So the biggest TV you can possibly get and some really comfortable chairs and a nice cold refrigerator to keep the drinks cold.
I want to expand that to a man town.
Well, Gary, we're going to have to define man town. I would say a garage with a workshop in it.
Okay.
A media room.
Oh, so far we're doing good, yeah.
Okay. Summer kitchen, possibly, with a large flat screen TV.
I like the outside concept with this, yes.
Game room, pool table, foosball table, darts,
Okay.
whatever you can imagine, and a bar. Maybe
I've been thinking about collecting some cars. Can we make some room for that, kind of like a museum?
We can go from a 2-car garage to a 10-car garage, and anywhere in between.
Dennis, Gary, you got to have room for your plane in there.
Well, I was going to mention that I do live on an airport and I do have an airplane, so I kind of have a man cave right now. That's why I'm thinking about the expansion here. But I figured if anybody could handle that, Robert with House of Potential.